Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Agent Wealth Success. And you know what we do here, that we always are here to help you uh, to increase your business and to increase your wealth. And, we're in a 5-session program here on 100 Days to Greatness. And the second session is really, we've gone through it with John and I, and this one just has it all for you, and you'll see where we are. But it's 100 Days to Greatness by Brian Buffini, and it's presented by John Penkert. And John, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Dr. Hank. Great to be with you today.
Well, thanks for being on our show. And, we're one of America's top real estate shows. And the reason why we have people like you that are on there, and you are just top. You're a real estate magnate, you're a wealth manager, and you're a certified Buffini coach, because you just love what Buffini does, and it has helped you to grow, really to help you become independently wealthy. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. We're right in the middle of football season, and I love to watch football. But these players, they all have coaches, and we get into business and we don't realize, what, throughout life you need really good mentors and good coaches. And I believe that Brian Buffini is one of the best coaches you can have in the real estate business.
Yeah, I agree. You bet. Well, let's get right to it, because I know everybody's excited on the second session. And when we talk about, what are the steps in order to be successful in real estate, and this is a time-proven patented process that I've developed, and we're going to go through most of this, in fact, today. And the first step is mindset. And you need to have the right head on, in order to get the stuff you want, if you will. And then you need a really good leads program. And this really is a system for your business that will provide leads, not only now, but throughout your entire career, right, John?
Yeah, that's correct. This is a way to drive leads. That's why it's all about being the Rainmaker. There's a difference between activity and productivity. And this gets your mind to focus on the things that really make the rain, so to speak, in the real estate industry.
You bet. And we're going to talk a lot about how to be a rainmaker. And it's in a very nice, loving, kind way. And it's really building these relationships that you already have, or that as you continue to build them. And we're going to show you how to do that. And then the third one, training and development. And that third step, John just had mentioned that. If you don't have a coach, if you don't have this training and development, so you're going to get the meat here today on really how to take you to more business and more wealth throughout your career. And then it's kind of funny, because John and I we've been blessed to be independently wealthy. We understand how money plays. And what we've done is we've added a fourth and fifth step, so you can really have this long-term money, not just build commissions, but also what you're going to do with it. And in fact, John, you're going to talk to us about the financial part of it, because if you don't have that, you told me earlier, if you don't have that, you run out of money. And that's within your business, or when you're retired and you're 90 years old and you don't have any more money, because we're all living older and older. So we have a savings and investment, and then passive income. And that passive income is really the name of the game, and some wonderful opportunities, buying apartment buildings, just all kinds of things that we can help with you. And John's really a master in order to actually invest your money in real estate as well. And so let's just review briefly the Buffini sessions at the first one. And if you missed it, we have it recorded. But it's how to develop the Rainmaker mindset, because remember, it all starts with your head, and how you need that desire to be coachable, willingness to focus. Today, we're going to talk about the fundamentals of a real estate Rainmaker and where to focus your time and energy. So can you imagine that, the 80-20 rule, that 20% of your time is really what's generating your business. And so we're going to take that 20%, and we're going to be able to show you how you can get rid of that other 80% that really isn't very effective and doesn't build your business, and how we can take that 20% and make it most of the time that you're doing what John and I call high payoff activities. And then in the third, we're going to talk about 7 secrets of Rainmaker. Rainmaker, so you want to tune in for that session, how to earn 300,000. In fact, this is a time-proven process, and this week can literally take you, like the average agents are $30,000. That what's the average agents of Buffini that go through this training, John?
This training typically will get you 10x return, 10 times your productivity. I think the statistics today, the average real estate agent in the United States makes about $36,000 a year. The average Buffini agent makes $350,000 a year.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, and then we'll take you to even beyond that, and with that, to where you can really start expecting to not only make a six-figure income, but a sizable six-figure income. And then we'll share with you the blueprint to financial freedom. This is in the fourth session, how to consistently create business in 2020 and beyond, and then how to create your own Rainmaker business and how to create residual income for life, and really the key for it. So John, let's get into it and talk about our initial goals.
Well, it's really important when you're talking about being a Rainmaker. It's important to have goals. You have to set your goals, and they have to be measurable, and you have to be able to hold yourself accountable to your 30, 60, 90-day plan, your 3, 6, 1 year plan, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and then your 1 year, 2 year, 5 year goals. And so in the Buffini system, he has a whole different type of a methodology. We're going to call it the Big 250. You want to develop an inner circle group of people, 250 clients, that really is your pool of people that you're marketing to and is driving your business model. And that number 250 is very specific for one reason. We go back to the Pareto principle, that 80-20 rule. We know that 80% of your income is going to come from your top 20% of the people that you're working with. 20% of 250, that's 50. And so we know, imagine now, if you're running the Buffini system correctly, you should be able to get at least one referral for every one of your A and A plus clients, which is 50 people. That's 50 referrals. Those are warm market leads every single year. I mean, what would that do for your business if you got an extra warm referral, one a week, to help drive your business? Of course, we know that it would make your business explode, and it's not an opinion. It's a proven fact by adopting the Buffini system, which goes back to why we're with Buffini. He's one of the best coaches in this business. His methods are proven. It's not a theory. If you do the work, well, then you can make the money. And so as we get into your goals, you've got to drive your list to 250 clients that you're working with. Now, some of you, if you're brand new, you're just starting. And so part of the training that we're going to work with, we've got something for the beginners. We have something for the veteran agents. Veterans, people that have over 5 years of experience, probably already have a list of 250 people. We're going to help you manage the list more effectively. If you're brand new, well, we have to teach you the action steps, the things that you need to do every single week to begin to add people to this list. So we want to increase your closes by at least one a month. So whatever you're doing today, whether you're closing one deal a month or one deal a week, we want to get you to begin to add at least one additional deal per month. We know in the next 12 months that you will explode your business in the Buffini system, and we'll start doubling, tripling, and increasing your income up to 10x. So we know that those numbers are palatable, meaning everybody wants to increase their business. And so number 3, if you take a look at the list, this is really an essential piece, and some people miss this part of the equation. A lot of times in real estate, everybody wants the listings, and a lot of people don't really like to work with the buyers. But here's what I've learned on the journey. You know what? The buyer's agent makes as much money as the listing agent, right? In a strong market. And so you have to be asking the right questions of people, and part of those questions are getting them qualified to meet with your lender. Your lender is one of the key partners in this business relationship. And as you're talking to people, you should be naturally finding people that want to buy a property, sell a property, want to get pre-qualified for a refinance. And your business partner is really your loan officer. You should be sending them minimum one person that needs to be qualified, at least one a week for a home. And as you're doing that, you're really leveraging the best use of your time, because you're finding people that you need to get pre-qualified, and then you're delegating, right? The loan officer is the one that goes through the process, gets them ready, and then comes back to you and says, yep, this person is qualified for a $250,000 home, and let's go and show them property. This is a really key element to your business. It's a high priority business. It's part of the WIN philosophy. WIN, W-I-N, what's important now? You be committed to your business by finding one qualified buyer every week, send them to the loan officer.
Yeah.
Number 4, add one quality client or referral partner per week. Some of you that are in a mature database and you're already running 250 clients, that's really big to get one qualified partner. I could go out today and find 20 people to add to my referral list. That's not what it's about. It's people that know you, love you, and trust you. People that see your name and they identify you with a real estate professional. Add one quality referral partner every week. And as you're managing the 250 clients, this is a dynamic list of people. It's not just a funnel of people that, bigger is better. Bigger is not better. What's important is that you have 250 people, again, that recognize you as a real estate professional so that you can manage that 250 clients to get the key 50, that 80% zone that all of your business is going to come is really those 50 people. And so you're managing that list. Some people you're working out. We're going to teach you how to rank the list. A's, A+, B, C, D, and some of the D's you actually manage out of your list and make room for the new A clients. So that's a proactive step in the process. And then as you're on the journey, we need you to write at least 3 notes a week, and these are baby steps.
Yeah.
The truth is you should be writing 1 or 2 notes a week in a mature and fully developed system. But as you get started,
1 or 2 a day, you mean? 1 or 2 a day, or 1 or 2 a week?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, it's baby steps, right? So we want you to get started here, right? 3 a week.
Yeah.
But pretty soon, you're going to get to where you're going to be writing 2 or 3 a day. As a matter of fact, one of the loan officers that Dr. Hank and I work with, she's one of the best in the business. She's a big advocate of Buffini. It's not uncommon for her to send out 10 thank you notes every single day. And so
she just did that last week,
Yeah, she's an amazing partner. It's not uncommon for her to, throw a Starbucks card in her thank you notes. She really appreciates the business. She's the class act when it comes to referral marketing, relationship marketing, appreciation marketing. She really knows how to manage her 250. She makes a great living at doing what she loves. She makes it fun. She keeps it fun. And so to get started, we'd like you to, set your goals that are manageable. Each person has to set goals that they can attain because you want to encourage yourself on the process. So for those of you that are new, let's start with, 3 notes a week.
Right.
For those of you that are veterans in this business, you should be writing 2 or 3 notes every single day.
And I want everybody to actually write that down because, to start writing down, what am I going to start doing? Because we're literally changing your habits because for most of us, we haven't been writing any notes. And so for us to get into this habit of writing notes, and Maria Leach, the loan officer that you're referring to, she can actually do business in any state in the United States. And again, if you want to get a hold of her, you can contact us and we can do that. But yeah, those are the 5 initial goals. And then talk to us about these 3 pillars of Rainmaker. And there's kind of 1, 2, 3 and ABC. And I actually like ABC better, but I know it's all important.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of review, the 3 pillars of how to be a Rainmaker. These are things that you control, by the way. So many times in life, we think, well, I'm not tall enough, or I'm not short enough, or I'm not fast enough, or I'm not heavy enough, or whatever the issue is for whatever you're looking to do in life. We sell ourselves these excuses to justify not being Rainmakers. And the truth is, the number one thing, we covered this last week, that positive mental attitude is the critical key to success. And the reason is because, life respects the laws of sowing and reaping. And as you put positive, loving, caring, thoughtful ideas and attitudes and words out into the community, there's a ripple effect, and that's what you get back. So, nobody wants to deal with negative people, and yet we all kind of look at the glasses half empty side of life. We complain about it with our friends, and then we wonder why our glass is half empty. So that positive attitude is really the key. And people say, well, I don't really have a lot of talent. Well, guess what? The only talent you need to be a Rainmaker is determination. That's proven time and time and time again. And I'm not the brightest bulb in the bunch, so to speak. And you don't have to be a genius. You just have to be persistent. So those are the 3 things that really drive the fundamentals of being a Rainmaker. Positive attitude, be committed, determined, persistent, and consistent. over a long period of time. And that's really what the key formula is to success. And so, Dr. Hank, I think the ABC we'll drive on the next slide here, and how your three pillars.
Great. Sure.
No, sorry. Farming relations. That's okay. Yep. No, let's go to the next one, and then we'll get the stool. I guess.
Okay. Yeah. And I actually, what I like about that ABC, and I know we will be talking about it, but it's that engine on, your business, sales and marketing, and that delivers 5 times more. Whereas the job, and a lot of people, a lot of agents that I've had, and I know that, they tend to spend more of their time on that maintenance, and it's really not as critical, and for sure won't do your business as good. And then, like you say, the fuel of everything, if you don't have that fuel, you're not going to get anywhere. And that's this financial management that we'll get to. And so let's talk about farm relationships, and tell us about that, John.
Yeah, so I'd be happy to. For those of you that don't know, my wife and I, we ran a 7-figure business in California. We ran a title company for over 10 years, had a lot of success, met a lot of great people. And, we had over 500 clients, realtors, brokers, lenders. And just to give Maria a plug back to what Dr. Hank was talking about, Maria is in the upper echelon of lenders. And I know a lot of good lenders. I know dozens of really, really good lenders. They're the cream of the crop. They're really in that, that 80-20 rule. They're in the top 20% producers. But Maria is that 80-20-20. She's in the top 20% of the 20%. She's really in the rare air of the top 4%. She's the best at what she does. And it's just a privilege to be able to work with her and Dr. Hank. Yeah. But going back to when we ran our title company, a new realtor would often come to us, and the first thing I would ask them is, what is your geographical farm? A lot of times in real estate, you want to cover a geographical area, 250 homes, where you knock on their door, you put door hangers out, you do open houses in the community, you have flyers that you put out, you have the notepads with your picture on, and those are all great things, because we know in the world of business, you need to touch someone 7 or 8 times before they even recognize you in your field. So people don't know that you're a realtor until you educate them, and we all learn through repetition. And so that's real estate 101. That's what I did as a title person. First thing I want to know is, what's your geographical farm? Yeah. Brian Buffini's kind of turned that on its head. He's completely turned that around. He said, look, last time I checked, the doorknob on the door that you're knocking didn't send you any referrals. We're in the relationship business, and we're developing relationships, and people give you referrals. And so if you look at your farm as an opportunity to farm people instead of farming addresses, instead of 250 doors that you're knocking, you're really developing relationships with 250 people. And you know what? These people become your sales force. They literally become champions for you. They're advocates for you. When they're having a conversation with their coworkers, their family, their friends, they talk about real estate, your name pops up in their mind like, oh my goodness, you have to talk to Dr. Hank. He's an amazing realtor. He does the best job for his clients, and I would be remiss if I didn't recommend his services to you. And it's not a pitch,
and they're free too, right?
What's that?
You got a whole sales force that's free too.
Well, that's what Buffini's like, wait a minute, why am I knocking doors? Doors don't give me referrals, people do. And so, when you close a transaction, obviously you ask for the referral, you work with that one client. But when you begin to farm the relationships of people, like I said, those 250 people can give you referrals, but your top 50 are where the bulk, 80% of your referrals really come, from the top 50, which is 10 times more effective. And so that's really where you want to focus your time and energy. Where if you're in real estate, you want to be successful, you got to love people. I told new agents all the time, if you don't love people, you're in the wrong business, right? Go be an accountant, because this is about people management. It's about helping people on the journey. The number one investment that most people make in their life is managing their homes, right? So that becomes the number one investment. They're emotionally connected to that. It's where they have relationships with their family, and their children are born and graduate from high school. And this is where it all happens. And so you're managing that one asset that's big to them, which brings us to the next slide of the business. Because you're managing relationships, you're not really, oftentimes realtors don't think of themselves as business people. And as Dr. Hank mentioned with the ABCs of business, the number one thing in your business, the number one thing in any business, is sales and marketing. Sales and marketing is the lifeblood of the business. And so we get caught up in the three areas of running your business, which are sales and marketing, but we also get caught up in the JOB, the customer service side. Most of your activities are really your job. Answering the phone, following up on escrow, talking to people, calling the plumber, doing all of these things. That's your JOB. That's your job. That's part of customer service. It's a critical piece. It's one of the three pillars in the stool. You got to have that. But what you also need to realize is that the sales and marketing piece of running your business versus running your job is 5 times more powerful. For every hour that you put into doing your job, an hour into running your business, that's like doing 5 hours of customer service to work. So we want you to focus. I call it time blocking. Pick a time in your schedule to run your Buffini business. Spend at least 2 hours a day just running the Buffini business. The rest of your day, I don't mind if you spend in customer service. We're not going to spend a lot of time in this Rainmaker seminar talking about financial management. I can tell you it's the critical piece to business. I'm an entrepreneur from California. I run several businesses. I've never had a business in life where after I consulted with the very best people I could find, it didn't take me twice as long and twice as much money to get it off the ground. And real estate is no different. You have to understand effective financial management. As a matter of fact, the great Warren Buffett, most of you know Warren Buffett from the stock market, he said if you're not making money while you're sleeping, you're going to work a JOB for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let that sink in. You have to learn how to create a business, financial management of having income coming in even while you're sleeping. That's another seminar. So we'll
and I love that job. I have a job to me is just over broke.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's just tremendous. I love that 3-pronged approach. And so tell us more about a Rainmaker here, John.
So when we're talking about Rainmaker, we're going to make it rain in your business, right? The business of running these relationships. And unlike knocking on a door, you don't really care. A door doesn't have a personality, but a person does. And so everything has to be consistent and persistent over a long period of time by building trust. Trust is the key. You're not going to recommend someone a product or service if you don't believe in it. Your personal trust is like your children. You don't let just anyone babysit your children. And so as you're asking people for referrals, they have to trust in the value that you bring to the party, or they're not going to suggest that their friends use you in the number one asset that they purchase. And so with trust, there's really 2 areas, character and competence. And that's what Buffini really leverages. On the character side, he has personal items of value that you provide to your clients all the time. You're always giving these personal items of value so that people can trust you and trust your character. You're a person of your word. You're a person that does what they say. On the competence side, not just personal items of value, but you have to have professional items of value. You have to bring things to the table that create value. You have to bring services to the table that build value, giving people more than their expectation. When I'm running a business, I'm always trying to exceed the expectations of my clients. It's an under-promise, over-deliver philosophy, but you have to have professional items of value. So let's go to the next slide.
Okay.
We'll cover how we actually rank our clients. Now, every single person that comes into your database, remember, we're trying to meet people, develop relationships, send out thank you cards, get them into our database, and begin to run our referral network. And when they come in, we don't really know how to rank them. And so our ultimate goal is to get them into the A+ category. This is the 80-20-20. Those A+ people are really the top of upper echelon of your 50, which are your top 10 clients, right? So 80% of 50 is 10. So of those A's, they get divided into A+ and A's. 250 referral base will give you 50 A clients, 10 A+, 40 A's. Now, these are the people that how do I rank these people? I don't know how to rank a person when they first come in. So as people send you multiple referrals, those are the people that become your A+ clients. They get the A+ referral services within the Buffini system, and it's really a high-touch system. It's touching them, calling them, talking to them, giving them items of value. So the higher you are on the list, the more touches that you get in a 30-day period of time. And so my A clients are people that, A+ clients, they send me multiple referrals. The A clients are people that they're likely to refer me business. If they come across some of these or buy or sell a home, my name's going to pop in their head, and they trust that if they hand their clients over to me, I'm going to treat them top priority. We're going to cover that on another slide, but when you get a referral to a client, that needs to become an A+ referral to you. It's not something that you can defer to somebody else or I'll get to it at the end of the day. You've got to jump on it right away. And so we're in an instant gratification culture. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. Out of sight, out of mind, and you've got to manage people with top priority. So now our B clients are people that, as you are developing a relationship with them and reminding them, hey, remember, I'd love to work with your referrals. I'm never too busy for your referrals. They're people that if they're asked and they're shown the system, they'll actually think of you and refer you business. C clients are people that might refer you business. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. You never know. And there's just some people in life that really aren't meant to be in your 250. They're not meant to they're not going to refer you business. They're not the caliber of individual that fits this model. And so sometimes you have to proactively manage them out of the business. And so on this list, the AA+, that's about 50 clients. Your B clients, you're going to have about 75. Your C are going to have about 75. And now you're going to add, again, if you go back to the model where we're trying to get one person a week, you might proactively be managing this list where, one person is kind of going into the D section of the business model, but because we're adding one person a week and then we're migrating people, as we're ranking them proactively C, B, A, and A+.
Yeah, that's great. And another term that maybe some of us are familiar with is top grading, where you just continue to lift those people up, get more and more people, and drop those people at the end. And like you say, just all the people aren't going to love you. And so those that, aren't good at it, and they may love you, but if they're not going to refer you, it's just the way, it is. So more about, and what I love about this is, really starts getting here into specifics on how to be a Rainmaker and your database with your on-page sales force. So can you tell us about what that is?
Yeah, so remember, this is a high-touch system, and you only have 24 hours a day. And so feasibly, you can only work with so many people, so you don't necessarily have to weed them out, because as you're bringing high caliber, high value people into your business model, they're just naturally going to fade because you only do so many calls a day, you can only write so many notes a day. And so in the high touch system of relationship management, remember, this is your unpaid sales force. So your A+ clients who are sending you multiple referrals. There's 4 main categories, and this is a little bit of a plug for Buffini. I don't make any money off Brian Buffini systems, but I introduced you to Brian Buffini system. I think the best investment you can make is calling Buffini Company and becoming a Brian Buffini advocate. They actually set you up with the systems. They'll send you the items of value every month. They send you the thank you cards to send out. They really are like a well-fitting glove for your hand. They marry well with what you're trying to do. And so I would suggest that you call them. You can get back to Dr. Hank and I.
And what was that? Was it like $497 and they had you all set up with everything? Is that?
Yeah, it's like $400 a year.
Or $400 a year.
Yeah, I reckon it's the best investment of $400 you can make in your business.
Yeah.
I think if you like this kind of training, then you want to get a system. They support you with the system that I'm going to explain. So your A+ clients, the IOV are items of value. Buffini's company actually provides you with the item of value that you send to your clients. So you can create it if you want, but trust me, for the $400, I love that they send the items of value to me. I can mail them out. They actually give me the email hot sheet once a month that I can email to all my clients. They set you up on these systems of sending out your items of value, calling people on a regular basis, sending out your 2 to 3 notes a day. But in the beginning, when you're just getting started, 2 or 3 notes a week are good. And then the pop buys. We're going to talk about pop buys and what they are, but man, that is really the fuel that drives the engine on this model is pressing the flesh. We used to call it belly to belly, by shaking hands, getting together with people, investing your time in them. That'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm in trouble.
You got a fire alarm?
I got a fire alarm in my building.
Okay.
And they've just come and they're making me get out.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, you get out and I'll take it from here.
All right, Hank. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
be safe. I
Thanks.
love you,
Bye.
man. Wow, listen to that. And they got fire engines, everything. I told you this was a hot show. Well, we send blessings over to John and just to share with you. And so this pop by is where you really just go in and, like, you know, let's say it's a office, and so you say hi to the secretary that's maybe there, and then you just pop by and you talk to your referral partner. And it might be the secretary, it might be you know, the person in charge of the whole office, whatever. But you just pop by and you give them a little something. And so you can give them a little, you know, piece of candy or a nice little note or whatever. But you just want to add some value on this and do this pop by, what's called a pop by, and the notes we called about, and then to call, and then again, this items of value. This is really key here, and as John mentioned, that those items of value with Buffini are already done for you. If you want to do it, you can. And basically, it's just like once a month, for example, to send everybody on A plus, A, B, and C, to send those people some type of professional. Remember, there were two on character. There's personal items of value, and so that's the you know, give them a cupcake or something when you go in and see them, you know, or a banana or something healthier maybe. But then also to build this trust, it is this on competence, on a professional item of value. And so that's really more about your knowledge in real estate and what to be able to do with that. So how to be a rainmaker. And basically, you want to add people to your database. So I'd like you to every day, every week now, at least add one person. So I really want you to write this down, because believe me, if you don't write it down, the odds of you actually taking action and doing it, you know, right now it's sounding like, hey, this is great. I can tenfold my business. I mean, I can easily double my business starting now and into the next year and my whole career. And so, but we need to do some of these activities. So the other activities that you've been doing really aren't that valuable compared to building your business. And the other thing that I want to make sure, and John hadn't mentioned this, but you know, was going to, is that, you know, there are people that you can get a coordinator that can basically coordinate all your transactions. So my agents that are making 25 grand or more each month, that they started when they were only making a couple grand a month, that they were investing some money in order to have this coordinator handle all of this kind of customer service stuff. They can do it much better than you can. They have more time. That's what they do, and that's their high payoff activity, where you can invest your time in this. So add people to your database. How do you add people to your database? I'd like you to add one person to your database every week. How would you do that? Go to at least one event every week, some social event, business event. Go to every week and start building these relationships. And so, you know, you do want to give excellent customer service, but again, you want that go ahead and hand that off. And then you need to make sure that you ask for referrals, that you receive the referrals, and then you acknowledge the referrals. And that's the thank you. And that's where one of the notes can come from, is a thank you note on thank you so much for the referral. So when you first meet them, it can be a note on, hey, it was great to meet you and thank you so much and I really appreciate it. What I love about one of the quotes here that we have is that when you're talking and asking for this referral, that what you want to do is say something like, please know that I make any referral that you give me top priority. And so that's really a great sentence, and I want you to write down that sentence. This can be done in person when you're talking about, I run my business on referrals and relationships. It's much easier than using the social media, whatever, and it's just a kinder, nicer place. And it's a place I like to be, is I want to be able to help you and your friends and your clients and the people that you know, and know that when you give me that referral, that's going to be my top priority. And when you say that you really are coming from heart here and able to do that, and soon you'll turn your leads into an advocate. In other words, your leads will become clients, and then the clients will become advocates of you. So here your action steps are, and then basically I take a picture of this right now and really start doing this. Discipline yourself, take a couple of hours every day and start doing this, because this is the highest payoff activity you can do for your business. It's right here in blue, if you will, not black and white. It's here in blue writing with a light blue background. And the first thing is pop-bys. They're only about 5 minutes where you pop by the person's house, their office, wherever, you maybe know that there's some social event that you pop by. Just take a few minutes, no more than 5 minutes, and you do that 10 during the week, and you do that to your A pluses and A's. And again, doesn't matter where your list is. I don't care if you have 2 people right now and they're only C's, then those 2 you can start getting used to, getting C's, but hopefully you start building those C's up to A's and then A pluses. Then you want to call 2 A's, 2 B's, and a C every day. So again, you need to time block your time to do this. You need to say, look, I'm going to go get out into my car. I'm going to pop by for an hour and do these hours. And you just need to do 10 of them during the week. So it could be, you want to do that Friday, maybe Thursday and Friday, and do it for an hour each day. Then this calling, that it's about 12 or 18 minutes each call. And so I'd like to actually have you to be able to make these calls, and five calls every day. Well, 5 times 20, it's about an hour and a half. So just schedule an hour, 2 hours. I would ideally do 2 hours a day on calling to people and say, hey, I was thinking about you. How was your weekend? What did you think about the game? And take notes on this, and have a good CRM. And if you don't have a CRM, I have a free CRM that you can have. And a CRM, customer relationship management, where you put in these notes. So next time you call them, you can go to your CRM and know that they're rooting for such and such team, SMU team, or whoever, wherever, whatever team that you're on. I have SMU on my head because we have season tickets now, and and they became in the last 30 years, first time in 30 years, they're in the top 25. So, I tell my agents always, when you're around me, you'll become more successful and better. I didn't know it would work for teams too. So we bought season tickets this year, went to the first game, and by golly, they've won every game since. And so it's just all fun and good stuff. So get 1 buyer pre-qualified each week. And John talked a little about that. And the questions that you're asking people is, hey, and maybe they're renters. And let's say they're renters. And so, hey, have you ever thought about getting pre-qualified? Because a lot of people think they can't afford it. Well, really, you don't need too much money down. And it's much less than you're probably paying right now for rent. And so get at least one person to get pre-qualified every week. And then number 4, it's really critical, because think about how many notes that you've had just in the past year. And you know those people by name on whoever wrote you those notes. I'm thinking through that on notes, and then I literally have, and I put them up on my counter, and I have notes. I mean, I appreciate that. That makes me feel good. And so for you to be able to bless other people by doing these notes, and one of the things that John recommends is putting in there is, and the Buffini system is that I'm so grateful to help you realize your real estate dreams. And so something like that, you know, for them to remember that, oh yeah, you're the real estate agent. You're about, you know, helping people to discover and realize their real estate dreams. And then items of value. And so again, this is email 250 once you get your list up. If you don't have it already up at 250, email once a month. And so, you know, people email isn't the preferred method. In fact, the preferred method is this personal way that we're talking about, is notes and calling and really personalized, building relationships. It's pretty tough to build relationships on email. And so think about that, but once a month to be able to show your item of value professionally. And remember, that's where it shows about your competence. And there's a lot of different places you can get that if you don't want to use the Buffini, though he has it all set up, not only those notes, but other items of value, and can help you with that. And then the sixth one, and so basically John told me that, hey, most people aren't going to write down one sentence 21 times, even though it will make them independently wealthy. And I'm thinking, oh, God darn, really? And so what he says is, hey, let's just ask everybody to do it 3 times a day. So I'm willing to do that, and it will play out for you, and it will be effective, but this is how we're going to do it. Is I'd like you to say this sentence 3 times a day. I'd like you to write down this sentence 3 times a day. And then probably most importantly, I'd like you to visualize 3 times a day. And so I'm going to talk a little about that in a minute on how to visualize it. But that here it is that, and write this down. I am so grateful to help 2 people realize their real estate dreams today. And so I am so grateful to help 2 people realize their real estate dreams today. As you just start stating that as a done deal, that God, your subconscious mind, the kingdom within, as you believe within your heart, that all that will deliver it. Because whatever you're thinking that God doesn't know or care, if you're thinking about the past, present, or future, God will make it happen. So whatever you're thinking about, you're going to get more cooperative components. So if you're thinking about the bad deal going south, you're going to attract more bad deals. But we don't want that, right? No, we want more business. So I love helping 2 people realize their real estate dreams today. And so let's think about this visualizing the big 250. And just visualize, like maybe just take one of your best referral partners right now, close your eyes, go within, and just see that or feel that too on how great it is to have your best referral partner. So I have in mind a best referral partner, and I have them, me talking with them, and them say, oh, and I'm so happy to let you know that I have this referral for you for real estate. And it's like, oh, that's just great. Thank you so much. And I want to give you a personal introduction. And you see them giving me a personal introduction either by phone or us actually going there together and meeting that person. And it's just great. You know, it's just great. And so when you see it in your mind's eye, it will appear in your mind. So visualize then the closing and you picking up the check. Don't you just love that? I love that one. That visualize on how happy they are as you give them the keys to their house and they open up their dream home. Or visualize on seeing your seller picking up the check at closing and so happy and thanking you so much for helping them and giving them that big, huge check. Meanwhile, you got your big, huge check too in your back pocket. So you get what you look for. And so I'd like you to start looking for these referrals, this Buffini method of how to be able to attract referrals into your experience. And you can do this through these specific steps that we shared with you today. So with that, I wish you all the best, that you literally now have the steps in this second session, showed you the steps, that if you will start doing this every day, and just discipline yourself with that, you'll see the other stuff just goes away on whatever you were doing. If you were on Facebook or whatever you were doing, or doing too much of the maintenance and, you know, trying to do the customer service, that you will see that as that goes away, you'll start expanding not only these activities, but you'll start expanding your business and your wealth. So with that, this is Dr. Hank, and I love you all. Thank you so much for attending this amazing session. It was so hot, we had a fire. So you got to watch it. Sometimes we're really going on it. And so with that, I really just thank you so much for joining me, and know that everything that you've asked for is now on its way to you. Love you all.